Hello! Yeah, welcome to the Front Yard Fantasy live stream on this wired, wacky weekday Wednesday. Ooh, I got some
Oh, I
W's in there.
like
I got some
that.
W's in there. I
A
know,
little
I
edge,
got
a
it.
little edge to it today, Josh. It's
My
not Monday.
name, it's Josh Fuster, in case you care. I'm here today, as always, at 3 o'clock on weekdays. We're always here at 3 o'clock on weekdays with my buddy JL Garofalo, John Luke Garofalo. How you doing, JL?
I'm doing great today, Josh. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. It's such a good day. You know, it's Wednesday, it's the hump day, the camelback day, whatever you want to call it. But I'm doing great. I feel like it's a Friday almost. I almost got that Friday feeling, and I work tomorrow, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
I like that. I like that midweek Friday vibes.
Yeah, and Simon, he should be in here soon. You know, he was having some technical difficulties. You know, it's all good. You know, we don't really need him though. That's the big thing.
He was bragging this morning. He's like, "Man, my Airbnb has got such good internet. I got like 256 download, 12 upload, and then look at him now."
Who dat?
What up, Swamp?
What's up? How you been? Ooh,
What up, Sean? Welcome in. Good to see you again, my friend. So he says the same person who's trying to trade him, Drake, trade me Drake, is asking me if I have selling interest in selling his 102 in Dynasty. His team is really solid, but his QBs are older, Brady and Breeze. So that's why he wants the pick.
Yeah.
Trade me Drake. Who's he interested, or who on his team is interested, or are you interested, is what I should ask.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of interested in Drake, right, Sean? I mean, in a dynasty league, though, right? This is dynasty, right? I believe.
Yeah, dynasty.
So yeah, in a dynasty league, Drake, you know, he's getting a little bit older.
No way I'm trading a QB, especially a rookie, either Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, for Kenyon Drake. I wouldn't trade most QBs in a Superflex league for Kenyon Drake.
In my opinion, that kind of trade, like the 102 for Kenyon Drake, is not even close. They're not in the same ballpark, if that's what we're talking here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do remember I was going to mention, and Sean brought it up, his QBs are weak, though. So he wants Fields and Wilson. I believe he has Mahomes. And then I can't remember give me a second. I'll pull up his roster he sent me the other day. Mahomes, and then his second string was like Minshew or something. So he definitely needs that second QB. And so that makes that pick even more valuable.
Absolutely. And by the time the draft comes around, you still have this draft pick. People are going to be offering you a lot more than Drake to get it. Believe me.
Yes. Yeah.
As we get closer to that rookie draft, the value of the pick just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing up until draft day.
Yeah, he's hoping that you're going to devalue that draft pick, because you know a lot of people don't have rookie fever yet. And so it's a good thing to keep in mind if you're, anyone watching who's in dynasty leagues. Maybe go see if you can get some of those picks. You know, rookie fever hasn't taken over yet. We still got a couple months till the draft happens. It's a good time. You know, they're not at the what's the opposite of peak value?
Their lowest value?
Yeah, sure. They're not at the lowest
bottom.
Yeah, I guess that, if you go out a year or two, that's when you can get really good deals. Like go and trade for your 2022 rookie picks, but still they're not terrible. What Josh is saying is, as we get close to the draft, or once the NFL draft happens and you get close to your rookie draft, those values are going to skyrocket, and it's going to be a lot harder to get them.
Really, once the combine starts happening, that's really when people are like, "Ooh, that guy's really fast," or "That guy can throw it really far," and it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But people get excited, people get hyped, they want the draft picks, and if they're avid dynasty players or even fantasy fans, they're going to be looking into the stuff before the scouting combine. So the hype will just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So yeah, absolutely, do not even consider that kind of trade right now. At all, but he's gonna have to add in a lot more. I mean,
it's got Minshew, Rippon, and Stidham are his second QB.
It's two QB.
Two QB, Superflex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to hold on to that draft pick, and you're probably taking what looks to be Fields right now. Things can definitely change, so that's why draft picks are so valuable. They're not locked into a player. It could be anyone. Still, there's still so much that could happen. Hold on to that draft pick. Yeah, hold on to that draft pick.
Yeah, he said he's new to Dynasty, so he feels like, that's a I feel like it takes a little bit to get your sea legs in Dynasty, like figure out where exactly all the value is. But you're doing exactly right. Reach out to other people playing Dynasty who don't have a stake in it and see what they think. Absolutely. And there's a couple tools too that I tend to use just to like check what consensus value is. I don't take that as like objective value, but there are a couple like trade calculators or trade like value charts that are good just to like sort of get your bearings if you feel like you don't have a firm sort of footing on the ground. A lot of
yeah. You already said that. You already said this, but I just want to reiterate it. Don't let that trade calculator be the end all be all. Obviously, your team is going to matter, your team format, and they're not always the most accurate tools, but they do give you a really good context. Approximate values, right? Yeah. So use that, but when it comes down to it, it should be your decision. Have fun, like trade away. What I always say, trading makes fantasy fun. Trade away. You're gonna make some bad trades.
I don't recall.
I've made plenty of bad trades, but I've made plenty of great ones, and the combination it just makes it so much more fun. Things to talk about. It's a great time. It's a great time. And you're getting the guys you want on your team.
Yeah. I was getting excited this morning thinking about. I was listening to a trade podcast. And I was thinking about like Josh, we got to get some trades going now. Now it's off season.
Hell yeah. I wish I had draft picks in our league. I kind of sold out to win this year. I like my team a lot. I think it's I'm kind of in a win now with that team, and the team's getting a little older. So maybe there are some moves I'm going to want to make to kind of like level it out, focus a little bit more on the future. I still think I can win now, but I think I need to level out my team a little bit.
Yeah. Something that they said on that trade podcast I was listening to that I thought was interesting was they're big advocates for no trading deadline in dynasty leagues. And I was thinking about maybe suggesting that in our league. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it, Josh.
I'll tell you, all the dynasty leagues I'm in currently have a trade deadline. But I have researched and looked into this topic actually a bit, and I agree. I don't necessarily think there should be trade deadlines. If you're in a league with not shitty people, and I'm sorry to put it that way, but like not people that are gonna do like collude and stuff, which we're not assuming here. It's why I don't think there should be a trade deadline. I don't. I like that idea.
Yeah, I've thought about it little until recently. And I guess like the base reasoning makes sense. You don't want people to be able to like buy championships or collude to trade to basically win now and make it unfair. But the point that they were bringing up in this podcast, which when I think about it makes a lot of sense, is one, you don't know the future, right? Yeah. You even making a trade that seems like it's a good idea might not pan out week to week and might not win you a championship. There's still, again, these values aren't objective, and there's always a degree of uncertainty built into this game. And the other aspect too is like in Dynasty, decimating your team doesn't really make sense, right? Like you can still, that value of like, let's say Josh and I want to make a trade in, it's the first week of the playoffs or whatever, and I want to trade for someone because I'm in contention and he's not. That's going to be built into the value. Josh and I made a trade towards the later half of the season in our Dynasty League, right? Saquon for Josh Jacobs. And we had this conversation.
Essentially,
yeah. Like, does the fact that you want Josh Jacobs because you're in win now mode increase his value? And I think a lot of times that does. And that mindset kind of helps it make not as much of an issue.
Absolutely. And like when it comes down to it, like the guy who's competing for a championship really might be selling out, and he might lose the next week in the playoffs, right? And what he did, he got rid of a bunch of good assets, I'm assuming, to get a good player so he could compete better in the playoffs, and he loses, and now what? I mean, like he's put in a bad position now. So like you said, JL, it could go either way. We don't know the future.
Right.
And teams are just trying to make their team better when it comes down to it.
Yeah, it's all about incrementally making your team better. So I'm going to suggest that this offseason.
I'll be backing you, but
I appreciate it. Yeah. Then we can say trading makes fantasy fun all year round.
All year round. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. What up, NBA? He said, "I'm not surprised Texans signed Patriots GM. Do you think that's a good hire?"
Sure. I mean, I'm not surprised in the slightest either. I don't necessarily know or consider them the most well-run organization. So what is a not well-run organization going to look at? They're going to look at the well-run organizations and being like, well, you were doing pretty well. Can you come here? I mean, so that's just what I think's going on. It's probably a smart hire, though. He's, I mean, Bill Belichick kind of the GM there, but
right. That's what I was thinking. Is I wonder how much they had say in it, and I think anything is better than Bill O'Brien being GM and head coach. So,
yeah, man, like everyone knew he was making bad moves, and then the DeAndre Hopkins trade happened, and he just lost all respect from everyone in the NFL. It was hilarious. Yeah, is he going to get it? Where's he? What's he? Is he going to get a job? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe a coordinator job. I could see that happening, but I don't know. I have no idea. I have not. I've just heard interview requests, bunch of rumors and stuff, but that stuff is not super useful news. Yeah, Jason Garrett visiting the Chargers. That was a big hoopla this week. Rumors going around about that. You think that has any weight to it, Josh?
I'm not. Wait, what? Jason Garrett?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, yeah, I'm not a big Jason Garrett fan, so
yeah.
I kind of consider the Chargers one of those not so well run organizations as well. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, it looks like Swamp asked, does JJ Watt stay with the Texans? I can't see him playing for another team. It could happen. He's just upset. He's a great leader, and he's upset that he's seeing these other players not playing up to their potential. I think we can all understand that, and I think he'll be with the Texans. And
yeah, you get competitive.
He'll retire a Texan. Yeah,
I agree with that.
And then, do you think Josh McDaniels take one of the head coaching gigs? Why? If Josh McDaniels wants to leave the Patriots, which it seems like the time to do, if there was a time to do it, I guess, he's going to get a head coaching job. I honestly, truly believe that.
I think I'll have his pick. It'll be interesting to see if that whole stint where he, backed out from the Colts a couple years ago, if that hurts him. Yeah, and if teams are hesitant because of that. That'll definitely be interesting to see.
No, I'm very interested to see what happens there. But it seems like the Patriots are pretty determined to keep him, or they have been in the past. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just guessing at this point, I guess.
Yeah, NBA breaks. Yeah, Eagles players all vouch for Wentz. What's going to happen to Hurts? Honestly, I think Wentz gets traded. That is my guess this offseason. I could see that happening. It would be hard to see Peterson still be there and then reverse on that decision and just bench Hurts. Something I think would have to change in the offseason. And so my guess is that that type of move puts enough bad blood between them that they'll try and find a way to move him on. I think he'll want to move on too.
I tend to agree with you. I tend to think he will move on. My only thing is, Peterson made the decision to go to Hurts, but man, how long did it take him? And how it just felt so like he didn't want to do it the whole entire time. And putting in Sudfeld the last game, if there's one coach that's going to do it, maybe Peterson does go right back to Wentz. I kind of think it sounds a little crazy in my mind. I mean, if all the Eagles players want it though, then maybe it happens. I tend to think he's on a different team next year as well.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so it looks like Simon's having some internet issues. How about we do a mock draft? Josh, are you down for that?
Always.
Yeah, all right. I'll post the mock draft link in the chat. Anyone who is watching is free to join. Come hang out with us.
Time. Well, like a 2020 redraft kind of deal? Or 2021 redraft, sorry.
Ooh, okay. Oh.
Is that what you're thinking, or more like Dynasty?
Dynasty, but just because that was the mindset I'm in. But let's do redraft. We did Dynasty last week. We'll do redraft.
Yeah, I don't care. Either way works for me.
So it's 2021, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Peterson walks if Wentz leaves. You okay? That's NBA Rig seems to believe that Peterson's out of there if Wentz leaves. I mean, you think he'll just leave the organization, just be like at peace?
I don't know. I don't know if that happens. He won a Super Bowl recently enough that I don't think they'll move on from him. Whether
Yeah.
he decides to is different. I don't think that he will. I can't like if anything, it's going to be a lateral move, right, to a different team, and so like it doesn't really look like reflect well on him just to make that move, like leave a team in shambles and then go to a different team as a head coach.
Yeah, I completely agree. When's the last time like something like that happened where a coach was just like, I'm out of here. I know like Bill Belichick, I think did it.
The
With
Browns.
the Browns. Yeah, but like, and that's like a very famous like kind of scenario. But I'm just trying to. I can't think of another time that really happened. And I'm sure.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels. I guess we were just talking about him.
But that was an upward move, right? Oh, you're saying?
No, I mean, he got signed by the Colts and then went back to the Patriots. So that was a different kind of situation where, like,
and he wasn't going. It wasn't a lateral move because he was head coach of the Colts, or was going to be head coach of the Colts, and then went back to coordinator at
yeah.
But yeah, that I don't know if I can't remember any time in recent history that's happened. I did, by the way, I did post a sleeper link in the chat. Feel free to join. Josh, make sure you're joined. Claim a spot.
Oh, you want me to join that?
Yeah. Unless you don't want to watch, you could just watch.
I want to be part of it. And then what was it? If you were a coach, which gig would you take? I mean, there's two that stand out in my mind. There's two, maybe three, but two: the Texans and the Chargers. Probably the Chargers are my number one, but the QB. Texans. Yeah, you got to have a QB there, or expecting one to come like us, like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't trust that nearly as much because who knows what they're going to do. So yeah, you got Justin Herbert, you got Deshaun Watson. I would probably just focus on the quarterbacks that I have there and kind of build around them. And it seems like Deshaun Watson's probably a little bit more guaranteed. So
yeah, I would probably do Texans as well. I think the expectations will be a little lower too. Like you have a little bit more flexibility built into your timeline because it's like
I agree.
The image is like they're in shambles already, where Chargers are sort of like, they're only a few steps away from being a good team. Where Texans, it's like, you can pull the Shanahan where it's like, oh, I'm going to take a few years, take my time, build this up.
Well, the Texans also, I think they're kind of depleted of some draft capital. That kind of sucks.
The other
I'm
thing.
Thinking about.
It's a lot more difficult. It's going to be a bigger challenge. But I think with
Thanks,
your
Bill.
appreciate that. Butt chin Bill. But I think they're going to be able to plug some of those holes. I mean, the offensive line is going to be tough without those picks. Wide receivers, you can find value. Yeah. And then it'll be interesting to see how long JJ's there. If they're going to, when is his contract up?
Oh, I'm not sure. I realized you were asking me. Another team that I'll throw in as an honorable mention, I guess, is I'm not going to throw them in. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
Who was it?
Nah, I don't even want to say. Really, it should be the Jaguars or the honorable mention, just because they got a lot of draft picks. They're up and coming. Trevor Lawrence, that's fun. They got good running back. They got good receivers. I think the Texans, the Chargers, and the Jaguars all belong in the same category. I think the Chargers are by far the best one after thinking about it as a whole.
Yeah, I agree.
The challenge of choking in the Chargers. Ooh, it does not look like NBA rigged likes the Texans.
That's fair. It's going to be more of a challenge for sure. Like that's key. But I think that is one, a little bit more fun, and two, gives you a little bit more time to make the decisions.
Yo.
AJS 45 is back, baby. He is. Josh is still not in here.
I'm in now. I want to be right next to Julia Jones.
NBA rig. Yep. Where do I want to go? You know what? I'm gonna. I think I did 4 last time. I'm gonna go ahead and draft from the 12th position.
Yeah, I like the 9th. Maybe I should switch it up a little bit though. All right, I'll switch it up. I'll go 6. All right. Yeah, this feels like a good spot. Right in the middle.
Oh wait. See if anyone else wants to join. See if Simon wants to join while he's figuring out his issues.
Yeah, join. Yeah, we're drafting. We were gonna do poll perception today in our old classic game, but we're gonna just end up doing a mock draft.
Yeah,
due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, due to Simon's Airbnb internet issues.
Can you send it once more?
Yes, I can. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Perfect.
NBA said, does Sleeper have a best ball setting? They do not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wish. Hey, listen, I know we've kind of said it before. No lie. Soon, very soon, we're gonna have a different draft way to do these drafts, hopefully with a best ball option as well, because that would be fun.
Yeah,
I want to do some best ball leagues for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, we got to get a bunch of those going this offseason.
I mean, it's my favorite part of fantasy, doing the draft, and then you don't worry about it, and then you're good to go. Yeah, so I could do 100 best ball leagues and not worry about it.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we could actually make those real leagues even. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. You know,
we'll get into it.
Oh, we got some people coming in here. All right, not bad, not bad.
All right.
Yeah.
It's filling up.
Not too many crappy picks.
Oh, is that there's Jordan. I see a Jordan in there.
Jordan's in there?
Yeah, Jordan's in there.
Hell yeah, I'm right next to him. Let's go.
You mean in the draft, not in person. He said, sup, Kev. Kev's not here, Jordan. Get out of here.
Yes, sir.
He'll join in.
Kev's not here. We don't need him.
NBA said we never revisited the best ball draft we did in week 10. I know. I was bringing it up. What was it, last week or?
We kind of revisited it, but I guess we didn't get into the players.
Yeah, I think Simon said we did not do well.
Yeah, we didn't end up making the top. I think you have to be in the top 2 or 3 at that point. So I mean, we could go over the players at some point.
Yeah, he said he's going to bring it up because it's on his account.
Yeah.
He said NBA race underdog. I think was the is it underdog?
Yeah, underdog is it is underdog.
I know it.
I have it. It is right here. Underdog fantasy, and you can't really see it. There it is.
It's the same guys as draft.
Is it the same guys?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's the same founders, but the same guy who the founder from draft is on the board of that company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I did not actually know that.
The industry stuff. Alexander said he texted Parker. Oh, P. Sewell, Timmy McD. Yeah, we should try and get him in here. All right, we'll wait another 2 minutes and then we got to get started.
All right. I'm excited. So I had a question for you, JL. I was looking at the spreads, for this weekend. And by the way, I love that there's 3 games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday. That's pretty awesome. I didn't really realize that. I know there was more teams in the playoffs, but I didn't realize we're gonna have some games on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh yeah.
We should probably start it soon. NBA rig, but I was looking at one spread, Cleveland Browns +6 against the Steelers. Now, I guess it's because the Browns have had a lot of internal issues. It looks like with COVID and stuff. I think Kevin Stefanski. I wanted to ask Simon about this, but the Browns are +6 against the Steelers. That's kind of crazy, huh?
That is,
They just beat up on them a little bit. I mean, it was a 2-point game. It wasn't beating up, but I feel like they would have that game in hand most of the game. But hey, Ben Roethlisberger wasn't playing, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh no, NBA Rig says that they have no chance. I think they have a chance just because the Steelers are playing so piss poor lately. But I wouldn't bet on them. But 6, it just surprised me. 6 points. I think they have a chance though, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting. I know a bunch of people were saying that the Browns finally get in the playoffs and then they're all these guys.
And then they get screwed. Brown.
Classic Browns.
All right, man. We're gonna start this.
Yeah, let's get this started. I took away a couple bench spots just for the sake of
yeah. That's
time.
smart.
Just keep it short. 60 seconds.
All right. Is everyone ready? Well, you better be, because it's happening.
You better be.
Alvin Kamara off the board 101. Let's go.
Let me share my.
I was about to say.
Share my board here.
I'd bet on the Titans. I bet you would, Swamp. I bet you would.
Swampy, we gotta have an intervention for you, buddy. Got a betting issue.
Are you guys most worried about? You guys are Ravens fans. So I'm a Ravens fan. JL is a semi-Ravens fan. He's around.
I live in Baltimore. My dad's a Ravens fan. Sort of.
Which top 3 Tennessee players that we're worried about? Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry. No, I'm joking. Definitely Derrick Henry would be number one. I think we're going to have a great run defense, but man, if you watch that playoff game last year, and yeah, he tore up the Ravens. It's my draft pick. Okay, all running backs. Oh wow, you're putting me in a tough spot. Oh my. Oh man. Oh no. I don't like the spot I'm in. Oh god. And this is not 2 QB or anything. This is normal. Yeah, this is okay. Normal. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh man, I haven't done a single QB mock draft in so long. I have, man, they took all the ooh. You know, should I do this?
Yeah, are you gonna?
Should I do this?
Alex asked, Super Flex or Dynasty? No, this is just redraft and not Super Flex. It's a single QB. We did Super Flex last week, Super Flex Dynasty last week. And so
all right, let's see how this goes.
Probably next week we'll do another one. We weren't planning to do a draft today, but Simon's internet issues are forcing our hand. So
yeah, not Super Flex or Dynasty. So yeah, quarterbacks would be gone if it was Super Flex. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So I went with Davante Adams. I expect him to have a very similar year next year. So
yeah, no, I like that. I like that pick a lot. Likely be wide receiver 1.
Julia Jones. Just so you know, Nick Chubb was a consideration for me. And yeah, that's how much I value Nick Chubb.
It's interesting to see Zeke fall a couple spots, not too many.
Oh, but the 3 Tennessee players. Sorry, I just want to hit that. So Derrick Henry, number 1. I mean, it would be the easy ones if I'm being honest with you. I know you're saying Corey Davis, Monday headlines. I'm not as worried about Corey Davis. I'm more worried about AJ Brown. Personally, I just know how the Ravens defend, and get the ball in those people's hands and let them make some moves usually hurts the Ravens. And AJ Brown's that kind of receiver. You think he'll be double teamed? I mean, I think so. We'll see how the Ravens play it. They have really good cornerbacks. Marlon Humphrey. Yeah, Jonnu Smith, I could see having a good game. I don't think they're going to double team AJ Brown, though. I think Marlon Humphrey might shadow him. But yeah, it just me saying that kind of scares me now that I'm talking about it. So maybe it is a Corey Davis game.
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith makes a lot of sense. I could see Jonnu Smith having a great game, which terrifies me. But obviously, Derrick Henry's number 1 person I'm worried about.
Yeah, for sure. Cub is beast. Nick Cub.
Nick Cub. Ooh, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, okay, that was not. I thought Julio Jones. I thought NBA Rig picked Patrick Mahomes. I was like, early.
NBA Rig picked Travis Kelce. It looks like that was an auto draft, so make sure you switch your.
Well, that sucks that it was auto draft because I would have liked to have him. Yeah, dude, that's a steal right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know who to pick. Help me, mama. Oh, yeah, okay. Feels like a good pick, right? Maybe not. I don't know.
Who'd you go, Jonathan Taylor? I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. No, I like that pick a lot. I think he'll start moving up in the offseason. He'll start moving up.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, when I know a lot of people are down. We were talking yesterday, and Tyler was down on Josh Jacobs. I know a lot of people have that same feeling, but he did well. He outperformed where he was drafted. I sent Josh this morning, doing an analysis just on the top 32 running backs this past year, where they were drafted to try and see who are the best values. And I was kind of surprised to see Josh Jacobs moved up. It wasn't like crazy value, but he moved up 5 or 6 or 7 spots.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's just the DUI, right? It's him making. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah, it's like him making bad decisions, and we don't know if a suspension is going to come. I think it's typically like a fine for like your first offense on these things, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
I don't think I've ever said that one. Usually it's I'm not a doctor. But,
usually I'm not a doctor. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to get Jonathan Taylor there. I'll tell you that much.
Ooh, AJS starting with Saquon Barkley, J.K. Dobbins stack. I don't hate that. I like that a lot, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy to see J.K. Dobbins still still holding that draft value strong.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I was just so afraid that him and Jonathan Taylor were not going to pan out because they were who I got in Dynasty.
In my other big Dynasty league that I'm in, I traded for J.K. Dobbins, and I am so happy that I got him in a Dynasty league because I didn't have him in any leagues before then. And I traded, I traded DJ Moore for J.K. Dobbins and Bryan Edwards like midseason, and I'm pretty happy about that trade at this point.
Yeah, I like that trade. Oh yeah. Wow, man, y'all are drafting strong. I love this.
Yeah,
DK, just Swift run right here. J.K. Dobbins, DK Metcalf, Austin Eckler, George Kittle, Darren Waller, DeAndre Swift. Man,
and Jordan is back on the clock. Oh
that's
my,
a solid run right there. I like all those.
Yeah, I agree, man. Oh my, yikes. I don't know where to go from here.
Josh, did I tell you I won the Footballers Listener of the Week and got a DeAndre Swift signed jersey?
What?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Actually, that's really awesome. I
had no idea. And Aaron texted me, Aaron from our league, our Dynasty League, and he's like, "Holy shit, did you just win Footballers Listener of the Week?"
You heard it like when he was listening to it?
He was listening to it, yeah, and they're like, John Luke.
So cool.
And I listened to it, and I was like, man, I didn't get an email. It must be another John Luke. That's kind of weird. It's not like super common of a name.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. So there's a person here on the board that I feel like is, always kind of gets lost in the wide receiver room. Mm-hmm. You're probably going to be a little bit upset.
Oh, no. Who's it going to be? Stephon Diggs. I like it.
He shouldn't be around in the third round, not with the season he just had.
Yeah. It's probably a sleeper thing.
It absolutely is a sleeper thing.
NBA Ray says they bet the Tannehill will have a 3-touchdown game easily. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
Yeah. I could see Derrick Henry having a 3-touchdown game.
I think it's like a coin flip, like who's more likely. And that's kind of like saying a lot, because running backs don't always get 3 touchdowns. Quarterbacks typically, that's pretty average. Not average, but it's a solid game for a quarterback, a awesome game for a running back. You're on the clock, JL.
All right, I'm going to go James Robinson here.
Do the Ravens keep Ingram? I hope not. It would be idiotic in my mind to keep him. They got to get rid of him. Honestly, he's just useless at this point. He's not useless.
He's a healthy scratch the last 2 games. I don't think they're planning to keep him.
Yeah, no. Lamar could easily have a 3D game. I would bet on that. Would you guys? Yes, I would much rather bet on Lamar's 3 TD game than Derrick Henry or Ryan Tannehill. Maybe that's easy for me to say as a Ravens fan, and Lamar being able to run the ball so well. But yeah, I would bet on that.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like
I'm. The one next to me is actually my brother.
Yeah,
it's Jordan. I'm Josh. So
yeah, Jordan and Josh. It's very confusing in our Dynasty League because for the longest time, Sleeper had like the usernames as more prominent than the team names. So it was like super difficult to figure out who was doing what.
And we're right next to each other. That's just perfect, huh? Yeah. I'm the pickle or cucumber guy up there.
Yeah, because our Dynasty League is based off of it's based off Backyard Sports, Backyard Football, Backyard Baseball. If you ever played those, and so every team name is from those. My team's Labrador Receivers. Josh's Crazy Cool Cucumbers.
Simon's there's
there's a bunch of them. Thank you, Swamp. It was a nice surprise. I got to figure out how you hang jerseys, and who knows? Maybe I'll hang it in the office for everybody to see.
Oh, you picked James Robinson?
Yes, I did. NBA race, JL, you got to show your trophy online. Is this, you're talking about my trophy for the one in the background here?
I think I might go with this guy. Maybe it's a little early.
I feel bad displaying it though, because it's not mine anymore. The only reason I have it is because of logistics, but I did not win it this year.
Logistics will always get you. AJ Brown, great pick there. He should not have been around probably here.
Fun story. The way that I got the way that trophy was given to me was we went to the FSGA conference in Vegas. It's like industry conference, and Simon and I flew out there. And Simon lives in Texas. I'm in Maryland, and he didn't tell me, but he just decided to bring it along with him and made me figure out how to get it home. So I had a giant Under Armour duffel bag full with all my clothes because we were pitching in the elevator pitch competition. So I had all my clothes and different shoes and stuff. And that was a fun conversation at TSA. Why I had this giant metal football going through.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a good story.
JL, can you show your footballers league winning on the screen? I don't have it yet. They're going to send me a DeAndre Swift signed jersey. When I get it, I will
sure you're going to see plenty of it once it is.
Yeah.
In
rub it in Simon's face.
And then after the stream, can you send some screenshot? Yeah, do it, please. I'll definitely be in there.
Always, yeah,
for sure. So I've been actually slacking on the Discord the last couple of days, but I'll be in there.
Yeah,
more.
You know what? I'll put an invite link in the chat here for anyone else that wants to join. I know a few of you of our OG friends are in there. But anybody else wants to join, kick it with us throughout the off season, ask questions, talk about stupid stuff like the Mandalorian.
DJ Moore. Good pick.
Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, great values on both those guys. Love that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still some solid players left. I love drafting with these dumbass computers because our teams look so good. The footballers listener has like 20 leagues. They're packed. Yeah, I know they have like one main listener league, right?
Yeah, this wasn't the listener league. It was listener of the week. They just do like a raffle type competition. But they're great guys, great podcast. If you don't already listen to them, highly recommend it. That was like sort of the first podcast I got into when I was getting into fantasy many years ago.
Oh man, I just keep getting values on top of values.
Humble brag, I like it.
It's not humble. I am good. I am the best.
I am very good.
I'm just good at this, Oh man, Antonio Gibson, yeah, that's great value there. Honestly, all my running backs, I feel like I got a very good value, and I think they'll be drafted much higher when we get to draft day. But especially since this team's only starting 2 wide receivers, teams like that, I typically do like to focus very much on running backs, be very, very more running back heavy than I typically would. But I will say that most of my leagues have start 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, typically me as well. Oh shoot, it's me.
It is you.
Oh dang it. No, where did the draft go? Here we go.
You got it, man.
I got it. Okay. I'm liking this striped approach I'm going.
Stripes? You're just going off all the colors. That's all that matters to you.
That's all I don't know football.
So you need a running back, obviously. I mean, you need a wide receiver now.
I wanted to, I had like a second where I was like,
a second?
Maybe a second. I had a second where I was like, maybe I'll go QB. I never go QB in 1 QB leagues. I always wait, but then I came to my senses and I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, it's always so tempting, but man, whenever I just wait, my team looks so much better at the end.
No, I love it.
It's like, I don't know. Let's see. What quarterbacks are you real fast? Let's play a quick little exercise. Well, you got to pick. I don't want you to miss your draft pick. Yeah, like Trevor Prescott. These are all good options, but how much better are they going to be than, I don't know, like a Justin Herbert next year, right? Like, he could get, I'm sure he'd get much later.
Yeah, for sure. Trevor, Justin Fields too, whenever we get rookies in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the value not there.
Did you already show this? Ew, pick Todd Gurley. Yeah, computers.
I did not share that.
Computers are dumb.
So, I'm looking here. I would like to have a tight end on my team, but I'm looking at the tight ends and no one really impresses me. There's just so many, like, right now at this point, when we hit these tight ends, even with Zach Ertz in there, like everyone's all the same. And I just rather take a flyer late than pick one early. So I'm probably going to focus on my running backs or wide receivers some more. Not loving the running backs that are here. There's some wide receivers that are really standing out, especially one who, who knows, he was hurt all year this year, but Cortland Sutton,
I like
He's an
that pick
elite.
a lot.
He's a great
like
talent. Yeah.
I have him in Dynasty, and I am excited for the bounce back.
Yeah, I think there's. I don't love the team. I don't love Drew Lock, but I think he's a great receiver. I really do.
No, I completely agree. Swamp asks, so then does Ingram retire? Where does he fit? Did we already answer this? I know we talked about Ingram.
Really. Listen, if he finds a team that wants him, good for him. I think he's going to go to one of those, and I've used this term quite a few times today, not so well-run organizations. So, he's an aging running back. He's 29 years old, who just is coming off his worst season of his career, in my opinion. It might be a retiring time for Ingram, but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree. My guess is that he will try and fight that and try and find a job.
I'm sure he will. But
wow, Eddie Lacy is still in here. You can draft Eddie Lacy if you want.
Oh man, I missed out.
I know, right? Good value.
How old is Eddie Lacy now? Like 30? He's
30,
probably not that old.
30, yeah, probably not. Let's see. Will Fuller. After Cortland Sutton, we have Will Fuller, Tyler Boyd, Ronald Jones, Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson's good value. Ronald Jones is a great value for a running back.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
And
I'm probably going to draft Mark Ingram now that I confused everyone.
Love the Deontay Johnson, Ayuk stack. Sean's killing it. I'm really liking how Sean's team is coming together. Waiting on QB.
Whatever.
Myles Gaskin's great value, Swamp.
Oh my God, what a find.
He's from that analysis I was telling you from before, he was the best value out of the top 32. He jumped up 75 spots from where he was drafted. Unbelievable. I think it was him. Yeah, it was him and then J.D. McKissick. No, maybe him and Mike Davis and J.D. McKissick.
I'm tempting people here, JL.
Deshaun
Super
Watson.
Tempting. There goes your boy. Chapoy.
My man's.
Man. And I'm on the clock after Raheem.
That's an interesting pick.
It's interesting. I was just about to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone that way, but I could see why you would.
Yeah. Does he need run? Yeah, you only have 2 running backs so far. So I'm sitting here and a couple people are yelling at me. They're like, "Hey, pick me, please! You better pick me!" Just like that, actually. There's this guy who I like a lot, but like, what is he going to do next year? I don't know. Shoot. Running back's going to start getting real thin. Maybe I should
already getting.
I mean, it's basically decimated at this point, but like maybe I should like grab a couple people that I think have good upside. I know I don't have much time, so you know who I'm gonna go with, and just to show everyone that this could happen. I'm gonna go with AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, I like it. I like that pick.
I mean, if Aaron Jones, if he's not there, AJ Dillon is a guy that's going to be drafted probably around 3rd, 4th round, not the 7th or 6th round we're in now.
Sure.
Probably a little early for him, to be honest. But
I don't think that he would go too early in a redraft. I don't think he's had enough of a season this year to be on most people's radar. But to this group, it's possible. Definitely, computers would never get to him.
Well, if Aaron Jones isn't on that team, then he is. He's going to be drafted real high. I can guarantee that.
Where do you think? What's your prediction for Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and AJ Dillon? How's that situation going to play out?
Jamal Williams, he's a guy. He's a jag, just another guy. I think if they can re-sign him cheap, I'm sure they'll be happy to keep him. If he thinks he can get more money or can get more money, I'm sure he'll leave. Aaron Jones, I think it all depends on money. How much money does he want? If he can re-sign at a team-friendly deal, I think he'll be there. If he doesn't, it would be very smart for the Packers to get rid of him. We've seen this with running backs. Unfortunately, they are kind of replaceable. I think Aaron Jones is a elite talent, so he's going to find a job somewhere. So I'm not saying Aaron Jones is useless, but AJ Dillon, if he's a starting running back for the Packers, he's going to be great.
I am angry.
Why? Did you want someone?
NBA Rig took my guy.
TJ
Hawkinson. I
didn't realize TJ Hawkinson was still there. I'm kind of angry.
God, NBA rig.
I would have taken J.J. Hawkinson way ahead of A.J. Dillon. That's ridiculous that I would even consider doing something like that. But I didn't see he was there.
Oh, that makes me mad. I was like so hyped. My team was about to be so stacked.
Man, I did not. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Pick. Good pick, NBA rigged, stinky.
And he already has Travis Kelce.
Oh, that was totally unnecessary.
Man, what a snag. Because, he was hiding there.
NBA Ray says, water bet. Which team will hire the first head coach first? Atlanta, Jacksonville, the Jets, Detroit, or Chargers?
See, here's the thing about this and a water bet. We're kind of guessing here, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I want a water bet.
There's not too much knowledge that's going into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would love to do a water bet with you, JL. But let's see. Who's gonna hire the head coach first? I like how you said like all their names except for Jets. It's just Jets.
Yeah, just Jets.
Like their nations are all accurate.
Yeah.
Well, I know why. Because hold on. Let me make my pick and then I'll get to that in a sec. Where'd he go? He was already picked. He was picked. Okay. Yeah, he was. You took him. You took Laviska. Okay. Well, I mean, you took Chase Claypool. I'm going Laviska.
No, okay, good pick. You were gonna go Claypool.
Claypool and Shenault are like, I can't. I'm having trouble like determining which one I like more going into the next season.
That's fair.
I like Claypool's talent more, but Shenault could be in a much better situation.
Yeah.
And Shenault has a lot of injury risk.
Yeah, for sure.
Going back to college. Yeah, a lot of injuries in college.
If Trevor Lawrence is there, I'm hyped about all.
Higgins was still there. I didn't even see him. Where are these people hiding? I'm clicking on rookies.
Dang it. I would have went him instead of Ingram.
I did not realize he was there. Well, this just goes to show, don't try to live stream and draft when you're actually doing your team.
So much more difficult. Yeah. It's so much difficult to talk while also researching.
Yeah. No, it's all good though. My team is still the best. I mean, like obviously, you guys try,
second
but
to mine, but yeah.
No, I said the best. Out of everyone.
Best. Yeah, I heard you.
You're a jackass.
So what were you going to finish what you were saying?
Yeah. I'll say that Detroit will be the first team to sign a coach.
I won't water bet, but I will regular for fun bet. I will say Atlanta.
Atlanta?
No.
Well, they've been
Chargers.
the longest, so they've been thinking about it the longest.
They have, yeah. And they're not in a bad spot, I don't think.
I don't know why I went with Detroit. I think I went with Detroit just because I think out of all these, they might be the Jets, but they're pretty poorly well run. So maybe they'll just make a rash decision. So I don't know. So again, we're kind of guessing a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the Atlanta choice just because again they've been without a head coach so long.
I'm gonna stick with my heart. I'm gonna say Atlanta with close second being the Chargers. Hedging my bet. That way, if I'm wrong, I could say, "Oh, well, I said it second."
NBA rig agrees with the Lions. It looks like.
Yep. And Al says T. Higgins, LOL. You jerk.
Jerk. Yeah, screw you.
ATL fam. I say Lions. Salim is shooing.
Yeah.
Jordan says you guys clearly haven't seen my team. Oh, you're in here? Oh, now that I see your team, it is the best. No, get out of here. Come on.
Let's see, Jordan.
Good Mark Andrews value, though.
Chris Carson, a little too early. Mark Andrews and AJ Brown's great value. Will Fuller, fine.
That's okay, yeah.
Fine. Jarvis Landry, good value. We'll see. We'll see with Odell Beckham. Fine value. So,
Mark Andrews is your best pick so far. Like that's good value for Mark Andrews, in my opinion.
Yeah, either that or AJ Brown, in my opinion.
Yeah, AJ Brown too.
They're pretty.
He's going right around Justin Jefferson, so I guess OBJ went.
Going into next year, I'd rather have AJ Brown over Justin Jefferson.
OBJ went before both of them. You'd rather have AJ Brown over Justin Jefferson?
I would. And I understand if someone wants to disagree with me. I can't fight against Justin Jefferson's fantastic season. It was awesome. It was awesome. It just simply was. So who am I? Who am I to say?
I like the Henry Ruggs pick. That's a good pick.
I'm just a man trying to play some fantasy football.
Just doing some mock drafting.
This is a PPR league, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it. You know, I was tempted to take Hunter Henry right here. But I don't. I think there's other tight ends with the same upside that he has. So he's not really. I mean, Deebo Samuel shouldn't be here still. I know he's got a ton of injuries, but if he's healthy, he's proven he is an elite receiver or, you know, a stud. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not top.
Zach Moss. Dang, I don't like drafting right next to.
That's a good pick.
I like that.
Yeah, Julio Jones has a good team.
Oh man, who do I want to go? Tavian.
A really good team. I love. I'm just looking at the starting lineup for NBA Rigged, and it's good job. Good job.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Who do I want to go here? I think it's about time I go QB.
I have too many receivers for a 2 wide receiver league. I'm realizing that. Hey, this is why we mock draft, guys. Don't have this many receivers on your 2 wide receiver league. It just doesn't usually pan out very well. I'd rather have more running backs. So there's, you know, chance for injury, upside, you know, running backs that are just given the opportunity can play well. Wide receivers, it doesn't always happen.
I had a hard time picking between Pittman and Reagor there. I have to go look at like where I have them.
Oh yeah. Pittman and Reagor are both great picks right there, I think.
Who do you have above?
I probably just ever so slightly prefer Reagor, but they're very close. I think they're in the same tier.
I was going back and looking through some tape on Reagor just because I wanted to see.
So explosive.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like he's going to be a good value because he didn't really have a you know, big sort of breakout or like flashy performance this year.
He had some injuries.
He had some, and he was injured. So I think like I think he'll be probably a good value. But he looks good whenever he's catching the ball. He has good throw.
I agree.
I want to go Joe Burrow here. I don't know if he'll be back.
Pittman's very close, by the way.
Pittman's close, yeah. Pittman has looked good, and he did have sort of that flash in the beginning.
Yeah. So. He's produced more than Jalen Reagor has. So
yeah. But I don't know who his QB is. I mean, I guess I don't know who Jalen Reagor's QB is going to be either.
But we had and saying this might sound weird, but I'm more confident in the Eagles starting QB than the Colts at this point.
Yeah, but I'm more confident in the Colts starting offensive line.
Yeah. No, me too. Absolutely, no doubt about that.
It's interesting being dissecting it that way though. Like the Colts almost having that nice line is a really nice safety blanket.
Yeah.
NBA Ray says, great pick, Josh. Deebo, very high upside. Very nice.
Oh, okay. I thought NBA Rig picked Hunter Henry as well. I was about to pick like
the other
see, like
even with these like potato computers, y'all are drafting well. I would expect to get a lot more just like cheat code players in here.
So I'm gonna go with a guy here that I'm sure people are gonna not love.
Kelly Bryant,
you know. No, but you know, there's this guy has a lot of upside going in the next season. He has draft capital. I liked him in college. Keyshawn Vaughn. He didn't do anything this year. I know, and maybe by the time the season rolls around, I won't have any interest in drafting him in a redraft. But we'll see. He could end up being the starter. Maybe I doubt it, but we'll see.
No, I like it. I am very glad I did not draft him in Dynasty. I was luckily sniped both of my dynasty drafts, but I was both of my dynasty teams needed running back help, so I had a lot of picks in both of them, and so I thought that I was gonna I got Dobbins and Taylor, and I think a CH in the other one, and I thought I was gonna have to go Keyshawn Vaughn, and it felt so much like Ronald Jones a couple years ago, where it was like it was all situation, and I was like, oh, this doesn't feel good, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm not saying that doesn't mean he won't turn around, but just that the hype coming into the season I don't think matched up.
Yeah. So NBA rigged. Too many bolts in this draft. Are you a Chargers fan or something? I do see you got a couple Chargers there. I don't know. Are you? Maybe. Got a run in 5. It was fun chatting.
Yeah, Absolutely thank you for joining NBA. It's super fun. It was a nice pivot.
And look forward to Simon. Yeah, our take. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, if Simon ever gets his internet back.
Yeah, what an idiot.
What a dummy. It's actually
just kidding, Simon. Love you.
We love you, Simon. If you're watching, probably not because you don't have internet.
Oh, well, okay. Sorry, over my head. Bots. Got it. Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even I wouldn't have made the connection to the Chargers, but that's really smart, Josh. I wouldn't have thought of that. What do they say? Bolt up or something? Bolts out.
Bird up. Yeah, I don't know.
San Diego Chargers. Bird up. Sony Michel.
So where are the quarterbacks go? No, I'm joking.
What do you think about Sony Michel?
McKissick. What do I think about Sony Michel? I try not to think about him too much. Now, he's a good high upside pick that I'm not focused on trying to get in any leagues, dynasty or redraft. Definitely not dynasty because of the knee issues and all that, but maybe the Patriots figure out their team and they're a great running team next year. I know they want to be a running team. So maybe he turns into a LeGarrette Blount where he's just like that goal line back that can get 20 touchdowns. They're not going to have Tom Brady. So he's not going to be a LeGarrette Blount per se, but he could have value still.
Yeah.
I'm not excited though, to be honest. First round draft pick, Yeah.
So I wish I went running back a little more running back heavy in the beginning. I went the striped method, the switch off, running back, wide receiver.
Yeah.
And at this point,
running backs are completely dead at this point.
McKissick, I don't know if McKissick had an outstanding. He was one of the best values, like I was mentioning in that analysis. Like he was like the third best value in the top 32 running backs this year. I don't know that he's going to repeat that next year or that he's even going to be on that team.
I think there's a reason we saw so much value. I mean, is Alex Smith going to be the starting quarterback for the team next year? I don't know. If he is, then I think McKissick could have value, but I think Antonio Gibson's his role is going to grow and grow and grow. And if he's healthy all next season, I don't think J.D. McKissick's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, that's fair. There's just no value here in running backs. I mean, Giovanni Bernard is the same as McKissick, same story.
I'd rather have McKissick. I think there's more upside with McKissick.
You know what? I'm just going to go wide receiver again. I'm going to go heavy on the rookie wide receivers here. I would be trying to target running backs in trades after this draft with this team. I would try and see if I can get maybe. Let's see, what are the other teams here? Who went like real running back heavy? You, Josh. I mean, not really.
AJ with DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Saquon.
I like my running backs a lot, honestly.
Yeah, AJ first 3 rounds. I maybe see if I can move like Calvin Ridley for maybe a Swift or a Dobbins.
Yeah.
Try and balance that out a little bit because you're right. 2 wide receiver league, 1 flex. I'm only gonna be able to start 3 of these guys every week.
Yeah.
So that would be my first move. Maybe Sean as well. Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, David Montgomery. I like Dobbins and Swift better than Eckler and Montgomery. But
looks
I don't.
Like I'm the last one to take a quarterback. Oh, you Jack. Oh, never mind. Julio Jones. Yeah, I'm gonna take Jalen Hurts. And I know we just kind of talked about like blah blah blah. Is he the starter? Blah blah blah. If he's the starter, great. Yeah. I got a good running quarterback as my starter in fantasy, which what everyone wants. If he's not, pick up someone else that's available, right?
Yeah. No, I love that pick. I was considering him or Joe Burrow at that spot. And honestly, if this was a real draft, I'd probably get another QB just in case Burrow doesn't come back beginning of next season. And Hurts probably would have been who I was looking at if I could have.
But at the same time, there's going to be starting quarterbacks in this kind of league on the waiver wire. And
Stafford, Cam Newton, Big Ben, Baker, Derek Carr.
Yeah, you got Joe Burrow. If he's the starter going into next year, great. You have a good starting quarterback. If he's not,
package trade, maybe.
Dream, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trading makes fantasy fun, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I did know that. I did know that. A good friend of mine reminds me every single day. Sony Michel is on an orphan team. I took over. Michel's a free agent after this year, isn't he?
No, he's not. Actually, his contract goes to 2021. He has one more year in his contract, so he'll be with the Patriots, which I think is a good thing. I like that he's McKissick is running back and wide receiver eligible.
I did not. Oh, McKissick. Oh, I did not know that. How did you see that?
Sean just said it.
Not in sleeper though.
Oh, is he? Okay.
No, he's not. I don't think he is in sleeper. Maybe in another league. I could be wrong, though.
He is on sleeper, running back and wide receiver.
Really? Okay, yeah. I stand corrected. My apologies.
Awesome. I don't have him in any leagues, so that's awesome. I mean, usually
like such an arbitrary thing. How do they do that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to necessarily help you too much. Just because, what I already said, I don't know if he's actually going to be that valuable next year. But
it's a good pick. What we know right now, Sean, it's a good pick, right?
Yes, in these later rounds, yeah.
Right. We're drafting right now. I love him at that spot. There's, both Josh and I are in agreement there that it's likely he's not going to be the starter or even be on that team, let alone have the same role there next year. But you pivot. 12th round is perfect time to get those guys that you take shots on. That's it. We did it.
That's awesome.
Peace out. NBA.
I might have to look at these teams a little bit. We got less. Maybe I'll give a little smaller breakdown.
Well, yeah, like a quick power rankings.
Yeah, quick power rankings.
Swamp said this was his favorite draft so far. Good to hear.
Yeah.
That's what mock drafts is all about, right? See what strategy works for you and then try and take something away from it so that when you get to your actual drafts, you kind of know where the values are, right? If you see,
absolutely,
Justin Jefferson hanging there in the fifth, sixth round, oh, dang, I got to get him. That's great value. And team composition too, right? Just what I said. My team's a little imbalanced. And so I know now next time I go into a redraft, I'm going to try and balance it out a little bit more, try out a different strategy from this position.
Yeah. And I will say that Swamp, you're more comfortable with this kind of drafting. I mean, it makes sense. I've done redraft for 15 years, 20 years now. Since I was 9 years old, I think I've been in fantasy.
9 years old.
Coming out of the womb. I was coming out of the womb playing fantasy football. And, I was so comfortable doing these redraft leagues, but it's not until you get into dynasty leagues, until you get into these different kinds of leagues, super flex leagues, tight end premium leagues, that you actually start to understand these things. So mock drafting is so important for this very reason. So the more drafts, the more things we do, talk about it, the more everyone's going to understand.
Yeah, I feel like redraft, I kind of have there's the set couple strategies, right? You either going running back, some variation of running back, wide receiver, heavy, and then it's all nuanced from there, right? You're mixing in some tight end, mixing in where you go QB, but there's not crazy variation strategy. Going QB in the first round is not going to be a good strategy in redraft. As soon as you get into those other formats, that variation of strategy expands, so you can start to do different things. And I think that's why players who play longer tend to start to like those other formats because it's a little bit, more advanced. More strategy. Yeah. More different ways to think about it, more ways to express your thought process, your opinions and all that. And so.
Absolutely.
I'm in this, we mentioned it early in the week, but I'm in the super flex dynasty startup draft and it's 6 flex players. You start 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and then 6 flex, and it's super flex. And it is so difficult to draft in there to figure out because there's not other leagues really like this a lot. So you get into these things and it adds a whole new sort of fun excitement to the game.
I completely agree.
John said, good stuff, everyone. Catch you guys soon. Send some screens. Yes, please do. I'll post anyone who'd like to join the Discord. We'd love to have you come in there, hang with us. And friendly reminder, we're here every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, always doing stuff, playing games, doing mock drafts. I'll probably do some more fun stuff in the off season, talk about movies, play some video games, just do, stupid stuff like that. So
we love stupid stuff.
We love stupid stuff. We are stupid people, and we love stupid stuff.
Absolutely. Every weekday, 3 o'clock. YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Do it.
YouTube, Twitch. YouTube, Twitch.
Yes. Do it.
Yes, please follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube. They should alert you every time that we go live, so you won't miss it. And yeah, thank you for joining us, Josh. Anything else you want to say before we end this guy?
Yeah, I said it a couple times already, but trading makes fantasy fun, guys. Get rid of those trading deadlines in your dynasty leagues. Apparently, that's what it's all about. Just get those trades in. It just makes it fantasy. That's what we're gonna do. I'm not saying you got to do that at all.
We just figured that out today. So, Sean says, "Front Yard Fantasy for life." True.
Yes.
I get some shirts, Josh. I gotta get you a shirt. We gotta get all our people's shirt. Sean, Swamp, NBA.
That would be awesome.
AJ.
We should do it. Let's do it.
Hashtag
Let's make it happen.
Team Front Yard Fantasy. Love it.
You guys are so sexy.
You guys are the best. Thanks for joining us. This is fun. We will do it again soon. Probably next week will be our next mock draft. We'll see. We'll talk to Simon.
Definitely.
We'll talk to Dad when he gets back on.
Dad. So you can find JL at his Twitter handle. It's right there listed, FYF John Luke, and then mine at FYF Josh. You can find Simon, who unfortunately couldn't make it here today, at FYF Simon. And please go follow us on Twitter or Twitch and Twitter at Front Yard Fantasy.
Yeah, on Twitter we're Front Yard FYF.
And I always forget about that one. I always forget about that.
That's all right.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.